Hi, I'm Greta Oliver. Welcome to the EducateU podcast, your roadmap to learning tips, techniques, and strategies to enable your student to successfully navigate the road to and through higher education. Hello, Dr. Oliver here. I'd like to come to you today and talk a little bit about trends in higher education. This is our second season of EducateU, and we're talking about trends and different things going on in higher education. Today, I want to talk about something that's going on right now, which is direct admissions. Now, we're all kind of used to what the admissions process has looked like traditionally, where students basically choose a college, they fill out application materials, submit transcripts, have letters of recommendation and essays and things that they submit to their college of choice. And then they go through the waiting period, basically, to see if they are able to be admitted to a particular university. But right now, and this information is coming from Inside Higher Education, which is a publication that I keep up with. They're talking more and more about direct admissions to college. It's now a thing. Direct admissions is now a thing. And so as of the summer of 2022, some universities, primarily in Minnesota, who primarily deal with the common application, they're dropping their requirements for applications to be submitted to their university. Another instance is there's a university in Texas called West Texas A&M, and what is going on with that particular university is that based on the say-so of high school principals in the area, the president of West Texas A&M has begun a process whereby he kind of looks at the students' information just based on the principal's suggestions. And so this came about because a particular student was saying that they really didn't feel like they were admissible. They really didn't think they could get into college. And so the principal told the president of West Texas that, he had a student in mind and didn't feel like they were admissible. And so what happened was the actual application materials were forego, but they did look at the students' transcripts, their grades, and the principal and the president of the university, they came to an agreement that that particular student could be directly admitted just on the say-so of the principal. And so basically this works in these cases because the college, the university itself, West Texas A&M, and the schools that they're working with are small. And so the principals of those schools, they have a lot of really in-depth knowledge about who their students are and what they can do and what they're capable of. And so they've just formed a relationship to be able to utilize that particular means of getting the students or some students admitted to college. And so just reviewing the students' transcripts, if the principal says they're good, then they're good to go. And, if they meet all the criteria as far as, their grades, if their grades are good enough, it's a good way and an easier way to get admitted to college. So this basically led to the creation of an actual program in 2018 where principals at 137 high schools in or near the Texas Panhandle, they're invited to nominate 5 students of choice to be in the program. And then those students are looked at for automatic admission to West Texas A&M. And all they do is just kind of review their transcripts, their test scores, if they took the test, and their class rank. And based on that material and that criteria, they either offer admissions or not. And of 972 students that were nominated, 234 are enrolled. So this is like kind of the sign of maybe times to come, what's to come, or different things that will be happening throughout the United States to be able to have students just be admitted rather than going through the traditional process. And so other colleges are doing the same thing or similar things with direct admissions. And one program that comes to mind, and that was noted in Inside Higher Education, is a program called Concourse. Now, Concourse is a program that actually started with international students, and now they're working in the United States, and they're focusing on low-income students and underrepresented students. And so they're looking at these students' materials, and they're going to expand into the following regions, which are New York, Philadelphia, Minnesota, Texas, Atlanta, and Illinois. And they're working to direct admit low-income students. And so this is a good thing, because a lot of times low-income students don't have access to all the test prep things or all the different things that they need to know about college. And so this gives them a little bit of an advantage. And so other things that are happening would be a program that the Minnesota Department of Higher Education is putting on, where they're working with students from 50 high schools in the state, and they are looking at the students' junior grades, so what their junior grades look like. And this information is input and used by up to 40 colleges for admittance to college. And they also use their individual academic requirements at these colleges. So whatever the particular college usually uses, they use that as well as criteria to see if students can be directly admitted. 3 colleges that are participating in this program are Duluth, Crookston, and Morris College. So direct admissions will be allowing admissions counselors to do their job in a different way, instead of what we typically think of them reading applications and poring over information and essays. Now they're able to focus their time on financial aid, helping students obtain financial finances for college, on outreach, and actually helping students rather than evaluating students. And so this is a good thing. And so the last thing that we're going to discuss today regarding direct admissions is a program that's put on by the Common Application. And students basically who have filled out an application using the Common App, they provide a transcript that can result in admissions offers, just a transcript and the fact that they filled out the Common Application. Participating colleges are George Mason, Middle Tennessee State, Montclair, the University of Maryland, Eastern Shore, Fisk, and Marymount University of Virginia. And as of April of this year, 800 students who applied through the Common App, of those 800 students, 46% of them are first-generation college students, and 48% of them are underrepresented students. And so once again, it's just a way to get more applications in the application pool and an easier method to get students admitted to college. So basically, just wanted to tell you about this new procedure and policy that's coming around, and a new trend that's happening in higher education, and just making you aware that it possibly could be an option for your student. Thanks so much for tuning in for this really quick podcast about direct admissions. See you next week on EducateU. Thank you for joining us today on EducateU. If you wish, you can send me your questions or comments about the college-going process or the podcast content by sending an email to Dr. Greta at gretaoliverconsulting.com. Also, beginning each week after the podcast airs, check for a companion blog on my website's blog page at gretaoliverconsulting.com. My book, College Roadmap, Essential Tips for First-Time College Students and Their Families, is available for sale on Amazon.com. Join us next week for another tip or strategy to make the road to higher education easier for your student.